and welcome to Foothill High School's drama production of Her Majesty, Miss Jones, written by George Baxton and Don Harmon.
We ask that you please turn off all pagers, cell phones, and little children.
Once again, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
So it has. So it has.
This has been going on for 2 days. Really, something must be done.
Yes, Alice.
You can't tell me that every electrician in town is working on your new supermarket, Ed. You just don't like watching television.
Now, Alice, that's not fair. Sometimes the new heater turns on the set, too.
Well, it's a nerve-wracking way to watch a program. I know. You don't have Miss Spindle working on your new store. I'll call her.
A woman electrician? The world gets madder every day.
She's also a plumber.
Alice, she's also bowling champion of Onawana County, too, but I won't have her in the house.
Amazing when you think of how nearsighted she is.
Nearsighted? The woman couldn't tell Boulder Dam from a teacup.
Oh, Ed, it's time for the Lana commercial program.
I hope the heater cooperates. I can't stand it.
This is really too irritating, Ed. I just know she had something important to say. And another thing, I'm so very worried about this fire entrance we heard before.
Why? It's Thursday.
Now, Ed, really, a fire can be just as serious on a Thursday as it is on a Monday. Or a Tuesday, for that matter.
Alice, have you not forgotten that the volunteers practice every Thursday night?
Oh, for heaven's sake, of course they do. Why didn't you remind me?
I didn't think I had to. It's only been a weekly occurrence for as long as I can remember.
Now, after thanking you for inviting me into your living room, I want you to do me another favor. I want you to prove you are my very favorite lambkins and buy only Blue Lake's frozen foods. Of course, it's really a favor to yourselves. Don't forget, Blue Lake's the first with the taste. And now, ladies, the program tonight is really just for us girls. So send those grumpy old men folk back to their newspapers, where they probably are anyway, and we'll discuss something that's almost as important as a slice of succulent Blue Lake's fish. Your personality. And what's wrong with it? Into your room tonight is coming none other than...
I'm sorry, Alice, not tonight. There's too much going on, with Ken coming home tonight, my market opening tomorrow.
I understand, dear. Of course, we might have learned something. After all, personality is terribly important.
Alice, will you please tell me why that woman is so popular?
Well, she's very pretty. Guess that's why men like her. Women like her because it's so nice to be able to sit down after a hard day and have someone tell you how noble you are. Heaven knows our husbands don't. Yeah. And another thing, Ed Robinson, you're not being at all pleasant about someone who's doing you a big favor.
Alice, the only reason she's coming to the opening of my supermarket is because...
Please, Ed, you don't open a supermarket anymore. You have a premiere.
Alice, it's my market, and I'm opening it. Besides, the only reason she's coming is because Blue Lakes are making her.
Ed, do calm down. Remember your blood pressure.
Not tonight!
Wish you ever had given Junior Hayden that saxophone and also given him lessons. Good. I'll bet tomorrow when Miss Marshall is here, he won't be allowed to play that thing. Lucky Mrs. Hayden.
Lucky? Saxophone sounds terrible.
I mean, because being president of the Drama Guild, she gets to have Miss Marshall. Stay at her house, that is. But of course, if anything should happen to her, I'm vice president.
Alice, get all his ideas out of your head. She's as strong as Knox.
Hello there, it's only me.
Why, Clara!
Hi. Sorry, I'd have called I was coming, but they won't let you near a phone in the lobby.
Good evening, Clara, dear. Are you, going someplace?
I've already arrived. Now, no fuss. I will sleep here on the sofa, and that's that.
But why sleep on the sofa when you have that perfectly lovely room at the hotel?
You mean you haven't heard?
No, Clara, we haven't heard.
Well, certainly you heard the fire engines.
Yeah, but it's Thursday. We thought they were just practicing.
Practice nothing. The boys finally got a chance to do their stuff.
Clara, the hotel isn't burned down.
Oh, no, it's just sort of drowned. The boys certainly had a good time. I practically had to swim from the third floor to the lobby.
Clara, get to the point.
First, let me have some of that lemonade. You know, in a way, it's your fault, Ed. Well, you know they've been decorating that dining hall for the TV star that's christening his new store?
Please, Clara, supermarket.
Anyway, one of the workmen dropped a cigarette into one of the potted palms. You know those big green ones they always rent from Murchie's funeral parlor? Well, it turns out it wasn't a palm at all. It was paper. I never did trust that Mr. Murchie.
Clara, get on with your story.
Well, the palm went up in a blaze, but Mr. Higby saw it from the lobby and sounded the alarm. And then the boys arrived, huffing and puffing, hooks and ladders, and at least 6 miles of hose.
Wait, but how did the fire spread to your floor?
Oh, the fire didn't, but the water did. You see, Mr. Quincy and his cronies were playing poker in his room, and he opened the window.
Clara, I still don't understand.
Well, as if all the cigar smoke wasn't bad enough, Mr. Quincy had that awful pipe in his mouth.
And they thought, oh, poor Mr. Quincy.
Oh, he'll survive. When I left, they were giving him artificial respiration.
Poor dear, what an experience.
Well, it is nice to be here in all this peace and quiet. I forgot about that.
Well, someone always stops them eventually.
Yeah, if it were hunting season, they'd stop them permanently. You see that? Your precious Monica Marshall hasn't even arrived yet. He set fire to the hotel.
He's taken such a dislike to Miss Marshall. I just don't know how I'll treat her tomorrow.
From what I hear about Miss Marshall, she'll turn him into another sheep in her flock, one of her precious lambkins.
Not this boy.
No, Clara, he's too much of a collared bull. But I still love you very much.
Alice, don't get mushy in front of your sister. Besides, the honeymoon's over.
No need to remind me. It's just high time she realized all she's missing. Clara, hasn't Mr. Higby said anything to you?
What does any landlord say? Greetings, the first of the month. No, he's not very talkative. But don't worry about me, Alice. You're married enough for the both of us.
Well, it just seems such a shame. I'm glad we can put you up. I mean, at least you'll have some peace and quiet. Well, except for the new hot water heater. When they installed it, they must have connected it with a television set or something.
That's jolly. We can all go swimming in Channel 13.
They just crossed a few wires. I'll have it fixed in the morning.
What time is Ken due back from camp tonight?
I'm supposed to be going to the station around 9:30.
Mother, Father!
Jean, what is it?
Wasn't she simply divine? Wasn't she what you absolutely spellbinding? Wasn't she just a lamb?
Hi, Jean.
Monica Marshall I'm talking about. She said we must all find our true personalities and change to them. Well, how do I look?
Like you're about to do the family wash?
It's a ponytail.
Pony. Where's your saddle and blinders?
No, it really is quite popular among the younger set. Isn't it, Clara?
Sure, I've been planning on wearing my hair that way for ages.
But of course nobody has hair like hers. As they say in the ads, tresses of golden glow with a tendency to silver.
Mine's mouse brown with a tendency to scamper.
God!
Well, can I make some more lemonade?
Sure, dear. Go right ahead. You know everything is. And Jean, if your father doesn't approve of your hair
And
that
just
way...
think, tomorrow she'll actually be here, staying right across the street. Golly, I just thought of something. She was on television in New York tonight. Are we sure she's going to be here by tomorrow?
Yeah, unfortunately they have airplanes. Oh, but there are weather conditions.
The weather would dare. Not to her. Oh, it's just too exciting.
I love the way your daughter sits in the chair. She approaches it and that's a spasm.
Oh, now, Daddy. Don't you recognize the Monica Marshall slouch?
I wish I could just import my market without having to import some dizzy blonde.
Dizzy? I'll have you know she's been nominated Television Goddess of the Year.
Ah, the good old days when a goddess had to be Greek, Roman, dead.
Daddy, wait. Shall I ask him now?
Go ahead, the answer's no.
Daddy, it's about a dress.
Jean, you have a dress.
A dress for the big party for Monica Marshall.
You have a party dress too.
That old thing, I wore that a year ago, and that's for the junior high commencement.
It is rather little girl, Ed.
But Alice, that's what she is, our little girl.
Mother, I can't wear that old thing. Tim Eden's taking me. He's gonna think he's babysitting. Calls me Buddy as it is.
Well, darling, I don't know what we're going to do. I suppose if it were for any occasion other than Miss Marshall. You see, Ed refuses to buy Jean a new dress. And he'd be furious if I did.
Well, we'll see what we can do. In fact, there's really no reason I couldn't just get her her Christmas present 7 months early.
Oh, Aunt Claire, would you? Why, you'd be simply scrumptious. Even a positive lamb.
Well, someone should be giving Monica Marshall some competition.
That's awfully kind of you, Clara, but isn't it about time you got yourself a new party dress?
That Sicilian number of mine is so old it's back in style.
But Mr. Higby.
Alice, after over 10 years, it would take more than a dress to get Mr. Higby to notice me.
But you're the only woman that he ever asks out.
And that's all that he ever asks me. And the extent of our conversation on our wild dates is good evening and good night. But speaking of romance, is Helen very thrilled about Ken coming home?
Positively goony. She's coming over later. She's going to go with us when we get him at the station. Although, in a way, she's kind of upset. He didn't answer her last letter or the one before.
He's been very busy.
Yes, I hear they're always finding things for boys to do in the army.
And she says even when he does write, he sounds remote.
Well, he is 500 miles away.
She doesn't mean in miles. She means in his thoughts.
Well, I think Helen's been working too hard at the library. Thought her reading too many books. I wouldn't be surprised if Ken proposed during his furlough.
Helen would be.
Well, I should be heading to the station soon.
Oh, wait. Helen and I are going with you. And then afterwards, you can drop me off at the peppermint stick. I've got a date with Tim Hayden.
I'm not taking you anywhere with that hairdo.
Okay, Daddy. Wait till Kid hears the line of marshals and he's standing right across the street, breathing the same air.
The purpose of her visit is to open my supermarket. The mere fact that she's breathing is quite incidental. Besides, like, Ken will give a hoot after 7 months in the infantry.
He's only a youngster, Ed. He might be very impressed.
Alice, no one's only a youngster after 7 months in the infantry.
To his mother he still is. I do hope they've taken good care of him.
I still think he should have written to the general about his allergies.
Sounded fine in his letters. Even said he had a surprise for us. There, much better. What's happening in the world nowadays when someone on TV can change girls' appearances, the way they act? It's ridiculous.
No, Ed, every generation has its style setters. Why, when we were young, it was... Well, who was it, Clara?
When I was young, Martha Washington.
Hey, Mom.
Kenneth, how wonderful! Oh, my goodness!
Why, son, I was just going to the station to pick you up.
Hitched a ride with one of the other men. He had to pass through Fernwood, so I figured he'd drop me off.
Kenneth!
Hey, Clara! And who's this gorgeous little creature?
Oh, Colonel, how was the army?
Looks like you're gonna have to put up with me for 7 whole days. Yippee, 7 whole days.
Well, darling, you look so different, so grown up.
Yeah, son, you look mighty important.
I am important, and here's a surprise I told you about. Look, I've been promoted, PFC.
Darling, an officer already?
Not quite an officer yet, Mom, but well on my way. And with the CO I have, it's quite a miracle. But now that I'm here for a week, I'd like to forget all about old Rockhead.
Now there's a nice name, Rockhead.
It's not his real name, Aunt Clara. We just call him that.
To his face?
No, we sure will once we're out of the army.
Well, darling, if he's so mean, why don't you complain to the general?
It's a joke.
Don't like women, they don't know about anything.
They don't.
Isn't it exciting to make it home in time for Dad's premiere?
Sure is. It's gonna be just like times the 4th of July, huh, Dad?
You don't know it, but the fireworks start tonight.
I must call him and tell her that you've arrived.
Oh no, not just yet, Mom. I just got here. I need to get, washed up, oriented,
Oh, Kenneth, is something wrong? Are you hungry?
Gosh, no. We stopped several times to eat. Just, I'm not in a hurry to see Helen the minute I get home.
You don't care to see Helen and you're not hungry. Kenneth, are you ill?
Kenneth, are you married?
Gosh, no. Probably never will be. I just think that a man should never compromise now, should he?
Wait, son, what are you talking about?
Well, about Helen. You see, when a boy grows up in a small town and a girl lives right next door, well, they sort of take each other for granted. But then say one of them moves away or goes into the army. Well, after they've been gone and met other people and seen other places, they just get a new perspective. You understand, Dad.
Well, I don't, Kenneth. Please explain.
What I'm trying to say, Mom, is my taste is different now.
Is this some roundabout way of telling me that the army spoiled you for your mother's cooking?
Gosh, no, Mom. You're the best cook in the world. It's my taste in women that's changed. I just think a man should look the field over before he settles down, makes a decision. You get the idea.
I get the idea. Jean, I think you better leave the room.
That's okay. Got a date with Tim Hayden at the peppermint stick. Besides, I dig what he's about to say. Jeepers, wait till Helen hears that she's been handed a hat.
Son, is that what you're trying to tell us?
Well, in a way, I mean, I like Helen. She's a swell girl and all that. It's just, why settle for less? That's my new philosophy now that I'm a man of the world.
He's fallen in love with someone else. I just know it.
I haven't fallen in love with anyone else, Mom. And I certainly wouldn't fall in love with her. My ideal, that is. But after meeting her and talking to her, Well, I can just tell that Helen's no longer my type.
And this brilliant conversationalist of yours, what type is she?
Oh, she's wonderful. She hardly knows I exist, though. I met her when she came to visit us at camp. She made a speech and autographed things. She's a celebrity, you see. Her name's Miss Monica Marshall.
Oh, okay. My turn to sit down.
My turn to scoot over.
I met her when she was handing out donuts. She made me forget all about that 30-mile hike I'd just come back from. I kept going back for donuts and more donuts. I was even going to keep one as a souvenir, but sort of got all stale and crumbly. So.
Oh yeah, I'll be sure to talk to the salesman about that.
You said you talked to her. What did she say?
Imagine, words from her lips. She said, "Back again, Lambie? I'm just going to have to call you Donuts." Please.
Now there's a bit of pulsating dialogue.
And then I wrote to her, thanking her for visiting. And then she wrote back, sent me an autographed picture of herself. And then naturally I wrote back again, thanking her for that. And,
You mean you're corresponding?
well, in a way. But she always gives me the same responses. Same autographed picture of herself. I've got about 12 of them now. Sure do decorate the footlocker.
Isn't it about time someone informed Lambie here that Little Bo Peep arrives here tomorrow night?
What is she talking about?
What she's talking about is your ideal is making an appearance at my store tomorrow.
No! Not Miss Monica Marshall! Here?
Yes, here. And if you must know, she'll be staying across the street at the Haydens, breathing the same air.
Hades. The same air. It's gonna be like a reunion all over again.
Son, shut the door. Come on. Let's go upstairs. We'll talk about your promotion. Man to PFC.
How is me to understand, Dad?
Well, Kenneth, what shall I do about Helen?
Oh, just tell her I'm catching up on old times with Dad.
So, Alice, how do you think you like being mother-in-law to a TV goddess?
Oh, don't be silly, Clara. You know that she'll find his infatuation as humorous as we do. It's Helen, Mrs. Robinson. Oh, do come in, dear. Hello. Oh, hello, Miss Jones.
Hello, Helen. You're looking very nice today.
I was afraid I looked afraid. I've been working on my dress for the party tomorrow night. I hope I haven't missed going to the station.
Oh, we don't have to go. Ken's already here.
We were just about to call you, weren't we, Clara?
Yes. Yes, we were.
I'm so anxious to see him. How is he? How does he look?
He's just fine, dear. He's upstairs discussing a little problem with his father.
Oh, about the new store, I bet.
Oh, it's connected in a way.
You don't mind if I wait?
Not at all, dear. Do sit down. Shouldn't be too long. But of course, we all know how it is when men get together.
I don't.
We're all so thrilled about Monica Marshall. Imagine somebody so famous coming to this town, this very street. I wonder what it's like being Monica Marshall.
Very hectic, I'm sure.
I'd swap any day.
Miss Jones,
Yes?
do you think I'm too unsophisticated?
Helen, I think you are a very sweet, natural young lady.
Thanks, but that doesn't answer my question.
Oh.
See, tonight on our show, Miss Marshall said that there are two types of women. Maybe we dress and act like one type, but really we should be the other type. She said she was a shy little one for years, but actually she turned out to be a peacock and didn't know it.
Who told her? Another peacock? You know, that could be my problem. Imagine Mr. Higby's face if I went into the hotel dressed up like a peacock.
Clara, maybe if you did.
Alice, I was joking. Unmarried people do that sometimes. I'm sure Miss Marshall simply meant we should all be ourselves.
Still, I bet if I were the other type, Ken would have answered those last two letters.
He's been very busy, Helen.
Yes, I frankly hear that he hasn't caught up with his correspondence with the White House.
Now, Helen, don't you fret. He's a PFC now. He's got a lot on his plate. Hello? Hi, hello, Mrs. Hayden. I know, terrible, isn't it? Well, what do you mean? All of your relatives? Well, sure, Tim can stay here. I'll let him know when he walks Jean home. Well, tomorrow night, I'm sure it'll... Monica Marshall? Oh, no. As vice president, it's my duty. Okay, Mrs. Hayden. All right. Bye-bye. Jean can sleep with me. She's got a sniffle, so she can't go on the sleeping porch. Ed can go on the sleeping porch. Tim can have Jean's room, and Ken can sleep in his own room now that he's back. And Clara, you stay right where you are. That settles everything.
That's nice, but can I ask why everyone's being put to
if all of their relatives are still there tomorrow night, she'll be ours.
No, she won't. I'm not having that creature in this house.
Well, we must if the occasion arises. I mean, she is here for your store, and I'm vice president of the Drama Guild.
I told you not to be part of that club. It's so subversive.
It would be a thrill having her in our home.
And what about her maids, her secretaries, and her whole dang safari? What about them?
I'll go out on the porch with you. That's where you're sleeping tonight.
What?
Well, yes, dear. And it'll be much more comfortable than when you go on those hunting trips.
Alice, I don't even know if there's a bed out there.
Well, of course there is, dear. Remember when you had to check for the bat underneath it recently?
Why am I being shunted out of here?
Well, because Tim is sleeping in Jean's room and Jean's sleeping with me.
You know, in all the fuss, I forgot to eat. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. Do you want one?
No thanks, I'll just wait here. Ken should be down eventually.
Oh, hello, Helen.
Ken, I thought you were never coming down.
I know, I just got here. Had to get situated, oriented, you know. Okay, that's good. So, how are you, Helen?
Oh, I'm just fine, thanks. And you?
Oh, you know how it is. Terribly busy, of course, but got a lot of responsibilities now.
Oh, yes, congratulations on your new promotion.
I've got a long ways to go.
How is the Army, Ken?
Rugged, at least at first, but I guess it all depends on what you're made of. So how's the library?
We're open 3 nights a week now.
3 nights a week, wow! Say this small town's turned into quite the city.
Does it look so very different to you? I mean, now that you've traveled so much?
Well, I haven't really seen it yet, but with that new supermarket opening up and the library being open 3 nights a week, I'd say this old burg's really jumping.
You sound as though you're making fun of Fernwood.
Well, not actually. It's just, now that I've been away and seen other places and met other people, it just seems so... Well, you gotta admit, Fernwood isn't that big.
You didn't seem to think it was so dinky 6 months ago.
It's all I knew back then, but now that I'm a man of the world, it just seems so unsophisticated.
I suppose it does, coming from a sophisticate like yourself.
For Pete's sake, Helen, don't get all offended. All I said was...
you think we're all unsophisticated, too.
Good night, I didn't even say
Ken,
that.
I've been looking so forward to seeing you, although I know it's unsophisticated to tell man, and then you go and act like this. And now I realize why I didn't answer my last 2 letters. Probably didn't even read them, just tore them up, unopened.
I did so read them.
Then why didn't you take the time to answer them?
I didn't have any time. And besides, I'll be back faster than I can respond.
You used to have time. Oh, you probably found them so amusing coming from simple me. Probably read them to all the soldiers in the dormitory.
It's not the dormitories, it's the barracks.
You mean you did read them to them?
Of course I didn't read them. All this fuss about those letters, or how I didn't respond to those letters.
That does it, Ken Robinson. I'll never write you a silly letter again, and I hope I never see you again, ever.
Oh yeah? Well, fine.
Oh, well, it looks like all your fighting isn't done in the Army.
What the dickens is the matter with her, Aunt Clara?
Oh, it's just sulfur and molasses time for everyone. Now go apologize.
But I didn't do anything.
I don't think that matters. She's a nice girl, and you don't want her crying all night.
Fine.
Oh, I don't mind being an outdoor man for a neighbor, but as far as that TV goddess is concerned, you can forget about it.
Well, Ed, I don't know why you're getting so excited. It's only if the occasion arises. Now, let me go get some linen and fix up your bed. You'll be as snug as a bug in a rug.
Alice wants to be a bug in a rug. I'm gonna go put my jammies on.
Well, maybe, Ed, you'll like it so much out there you won't ever want to come back inside.
Alice, there are times when I think you've gone completely insane.
Don't tell me you two are already done stuffing yourselves with a peppermint stick.
Hi, Miss Jones.
There's some lemonade if you're thirsty.
No thanks. Not on top of a double fudge nut sundae.
Right on top of vanilla float. You know, I must be getting old. I'm sort of losing my capacity.
Well, 2 minutes from now when you're hungry again, there's some chocolate cake in the kitchen.
Your aunt staying here?
Yeah, we never have any exciting guests. Oh, how I envy you, Tim Hayden.
It is kind of an honor, having Monica Marshall stay at our house.
The whole block is jealous. The whole town, really.
Oh, I'll see that you meet her. After all, we're buddies, aren't we?
Yeah, buddies. So you can divulge to her that you're reporting for the paper?
I don't think so. That way she'll be on her guard. However, I'm going to divulge something to you. I can trust you, can I?
Sure, didn't you just say we're buddies?
I don't know. You're also a woman.
Gee, thanks.
Well, I'll go ahead and risk it. I'm also covering for the Fernwood Chronicle.
The Chronicle?
I'm going to be a newspaper man eventually, so why not start now? When I went to see the editor today, I told him that Monica Marshall was staying at our house, and he gave me the assignment at a cent a word.
Tim, that's so exciting.
You see, he understood that naturally I'd be in position to get the scoop first.
What scoop?
Silly, you can't have a person like Monica Marshall around without there being a scoop. Anyway, the editor said that if the scoop was big enough, he'd even give me a byline at 2 cents a word.
A byline? We've got to make that scoop happen.
Oh, it'll happen. I just want to be around when it does.
I'm Tim, I'm glad you're here.
Thanks, Mrs. Robinson.
You're staying for the night, dear.
I am. Why? It's not a blizzard or anything. Besides, I live just across the street.
Well, it seems that all of your relatives that plan on staying at the hotel are staying at your house now. You can have Jean's room. Jean, you're sleeping with me. Now, I suggest that we all start to get ready for bed. Tomorrow promises to be quite a day.
Guess I'd go get my jammies and toothbrush.
Wait, how long were your relatives staying with you?
Search me. Nobody even told me they were coming.
But if they're here tomorrow night, your house is full. Where will Monica Marshall stay?
Oh, if they're full, we'll take her. Though I don't know where we'll put her. I suppose there's always the dining room table, but it's kind of weird.
Wouldn't that be exciting if Monica Marshall stayed here?
But then I wouldn't get the scoop.
Scoop of what?
Don't worry, Tim. We're buddies, aren't we? I'll stay glued to her side and I'll get the scoop.
That's a promise?
Sacred solemn, hope to die, promise.
The only thing you two lack is the dynamite in the getaway car.
Oh, don't worry, Aunt Clara. You'll find out in soon time. We want to surprise you.
I haven't been surprised since Mr. Higby took me to dinner. We split the bill, of course, but we went together.
Well, so long, folks. I'll be right back. Thanks for putting me up.
I'll leave the wallet on for you. Well, better get upstairs and get busy with this.
What is it?
La Rue Beauty Clay. It's one of her sponsors. If I use it tonight and she sees what it's done to my complexion tomorrow, she'll know I'm really one of her lambs.
Now, just a minute. You be careful what you put
And
in your
besides, if I send in 3 box tops, I get a free copy of her thoughts on life and men.
If your father catches you reading such dribble, you won't get a new dress to your senior graduation.
Clara, you should have let me make your bed.
I needed the exercise. Besides, living at a hotel, I know how to practice. You can tell.
Which reminds me, instead of staying there, why don't you come here? Now that Ken's in the army, you can have his room.
I can imagine Ed with his sister-in-law under his feet. No, thanks. I'll keep my little hotel room and my independence.
Well, we'd love to have you, anytime. Of course, you should have a home of your own by now.
So you keep telling me, but it's a little late to be looking into real estate.
Just the same, Miss Marshall says that a woman is only queen in her own home.
And who wants to be a queen in a palace without a king?
And when I think of all the chances that you've had,
Must have been the gun and the bear trap that scared them away. It's funny. When I was 20, I really didn't give having a husband a thought. I just wanted to get out of college and embark on my career. Well, I've got the career. I mean, here I am, an executive at 30. An executive at 33. And I just feel like life should have more to offer than being head buyer at the local Woolworths. I mean, even Miss Spindle seems more fulfilled. At least she's got her bowling.
well, perhaps when Miss Marshall is here, we'll ask her advice. She's so wise, so intelligent. Yes, that's what we'll do. And Clara, don't you fret about that Mr. Hickory. I think he's a bit of a stuffed shirt anyway.
Even a stuffed shirt's better than an empty one.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well, we'll just have to have him out for dinner sometime. Show him all he's missing.
Okay. Oh, but it can't be the last Friday of the month. Something mysterious always takes him to the Great Falls.
Clara, you don't think there's another woman?
Oh, no. Even the silent Romeo would want to see his Juliet more than once a month. But speaking of romance, you and Ed seem to have a very happy marriage.
Oh, it's been almost ideal. Ed pretends to be gruff, and he's not so thoughtful as he used to be. I mean, when we were engaged, he used to bring me flowers all the time.
He's given you a house with a garden full of flowers. Why buy them?
As Monica Marshall says, every woman deserves a token of appreciation every now and then, just for coping with life, just for solving her everyday problems. I'm afraid I have to agree with her. But for heaven's sake, I'm not complaining. Boy, tonight sure does seem to be pretty topsy-turvy.
There hasn't been a celebrity in this town since Rin Tin Tin. And if they be staying here, thank God it's not Rin Tin Tin.
So I wonder if I should take my winter coat out of the cedar chest.
Darling, it's going to be plenty warm out there tonight. I'll be out later to tuck you in.
Get near me, Alice Robinson, and I'll scream. I suppose I should be good-natured about this. I just feel like a Cub Scout on his first bivouac. Night, Clara.
Good night, Ed.
Good night, Clara. I do hope you'll be comfortable.
I'm so tired I could sleep on a clothesline.
Well, if you need anything, just holler. Clara, remember that perfectly absurd nightcap that Aunt Jessie knitted one Christmas?
This is no time for games, Alice.
Now finally Ed can use it.
For what, a sleeping bag? Are you kidding me? Good, he swallowed it.
It is your own friend, your admirer at the International. May I come into your room? Ah, thank you. I see we are alone, just we two, and that is the way it should be. But first, may I tell you how beautiful you are tonight? More beautiful, if possible, than last night. Your eyes, your lips, but later, ma chérie, later. Now tell me, is the champagne I sent you properly chilled?
Of course.
Is the caviar ready? Tonight, everything must be perfect for our rendezvous. But first, a word from my sponsor, Goober's Giant Liver Pills. Goober's Giant Liver Pills. They are squishy, they are crunchy, they go down.
Oh, Aunt Clara. Sorry, I forgot you were sleeping here.
I'm staying here. Who's sleeping? You and Helen finally kissed and make up?
Well, I apologize like you told me to. It's just, she never acted so uncontrolled before.
Well, maybe she's finally read the handwriting on the walls. About you wanting to look the field over, I mean. You still want to, don't you?
Oh, of course I do. I'm not ready to settle down, commit myself.
Yes, I've always heard about the grass looking greener.
And at the same time, it's not like I want to hurt Helen. She's a swell girl, in a simple sort of way. It's just, well, maybe I'd actually be lucky enough to find my idea.
Well, maybe after a couple of days, she'll seem even sweller and not so simple. Where are you going?
To the refrigerator. Hungry again. Care to join me?
No thanks, I'm on a diet.
Well, here it is.
Oh, how lovely.
Gosh, I guess they've all gone to bed.
I guess I've just disrupted everything arriving a day early and all.
But it's a pleasure to be disrupted by you. Anytime. Golly, who wouldn't?
Well, you're too sweet and very flattering, but considering they've already retired,
But the hotel's a mess. And these people would just die if you didn't stay with them. Golly, who wouldn't?
well, considering it is his store I'm appearing at. Okay, Tim, why don't you let them know and venture hence at a time?
Gosh, Miss Marshall, I wish you could just venture hence forever. Yoo-hoo, Mrs. Robinson, you've got a surprise! Yoo-hoo!
So, tell me, Timothy, who are these Robinson people?
Oh, they're very nice. Real typical. Why, they've even got an old maid aunt.
How sweet. I just love typical families. As I've said on my television program, the family is the backbone of America.
Gee, Miss Marshall, was it you who said that?
Well, I suppose I did. But I've just said so many things.
As the critics have said, how can so many of those pearls come from one person? Such a charming little abode they have here.
Looks real average to me.
Oh, but if you only knew how I miss the average life, how I'm so tired of the insanity, the sheer troubled existence.
Insanity?
Well, yes, don't you know that the people that surround me at all times are mad? Just completely mad. Really makes a girl think, at least if it's a girl who thinks. A girl like I.
Well, there's no one mad around here. Why, the Robinsons are so sane. My mother says they're kind of dull.
Bless their hearts, bless their simple little hearts.
Tim, was that you who called?
Look, Mrs. Robinson, she's here. Monica Marshall.
Oh, Tim, she couldn't be. She mustn't.
But she is. I mean, welcome. Yes, welcome. Oh, you're too hospitable, really.
What's going on in... You. It is you. Miss Monica Marshall.
What?
It's me.
Well, yes, I suppose it is, but who's me?
Well, I'm Donuts.
You did say donuts.
Say, who was that yodeling in there? Oh, good grief.
Darling, it's Miss Marshall. Isn't it lovely? Now may I introduce my little family?
Of course.
I'm Mrs. Robinson, and this is my husband, Ed. This is our son, Kenneth, and Tim Hayden, who you've already met. And who are you?
I'm Jean, Mother, remember? Jeepers, Monica Marshall.
Oh, saying all there's nutty as a fruitcake. I do hope you can forgive my premature advent. I just hope I haven't discommoded you lambs too much.
Who's discommoding?
I'll think nothing of it. I'm sure we'll be getting up soon anyways, but, where's your entourage?
My aunt, oh, well, for many different reasons, I've traveled alone for the next couple of weeks. I do want to get to know my public. I want to get to know you. All of you.
Isn't she wonderful? She is so democratic. No, okay.
I never discuss politics. Thank you, though, Kenneth.
But, Miss Marshall, if you were on television in New York tonight, how'd you get here so fast?
Oh, that was a film, Mammy. All my television shows are on film while I travel this vast country of ours, from one side of the rocky boundary to, well, the other side of the rocky boundary. I just hope you'll forgive me coming a day early and all. I was just so anticipatory concerning this lovely town of
Fernwood. It is Fernwood, isn't it, Ed?
Well, it isn't Kansas City, Alice.
I never would have guessed you would have retired so early, but to be honest, I'm a trifle exhausted, traveling around in my limousine all day. If you don't mind, may I just sit down for
by all means.
Don't mind this old cheap lammy. Just call me if you see any wolves. Oh, God.
What is that?
Well, we hope you enjoyed Act 1 for Majesty, Miss Jones. It is now time for a mandatory 10-minute intermission.
If you'd follow us to the Student Union, the Drama Club has been so kind to provide cocoa and cookies for your purchase.
Please follow us.
Thank you.
No, that was Ken's door. No, and she has to come out of the bathroom eventually.
Maybe no one told her the dance was tonight, not a week from tonight.
You know, I still think I should go have a choking fit outside her door.
Why, Ed, that would look as though we were waiting for her to come out.
Strangely enough, I thought we were.
The opening of your store went so well tonight, Ed. Everyone just raved about it. So shiny, so modern. And Miss Marshall was so gracious to everyone. Oh, don't pretend. I saw you looking at her most approvingly. Oh, yes, I did. But I refuse to be jealous.
Oh, good, Alice, because secretly I'm in love with her, and I don't want you to carry on about it.
Well, I suppose stranger things have happened, even at your age.
No, that was Jean's door.
How can you tell?
The house shook.
I just love the way Miss Marshall talks. So quaint.
Quaint? Can't tell if her speech is early Elizabethan or old Bowery. Besides, there's not a thing that she said that the writers didn't put in her head.
Oh, Ed, really.
We should really consider adding another bathroom in case we ever need to take in roomers.
Alice, I have no intention of taking in roomers.
That's what Mr. Glover said also. But then he passed away and Mrs. Glover had to take in roomers. I'm washing too. Now, I remember we're inviting Mr. Higby over after the dance tonight.
Since you seem to be disposing of Ed, I wonder if you're working on Higby for me or for yourself.
For you, Clara, and only because you have no initiative. Suppose he thought you had hundreds of dates.
No, Alice. When I tell a lie, everybody knows it. Maybe I should go into politics.
Well, tonight I suggest that you be frivolous and gay. Flit around like a regular belle of the ball.
Frivolous and gay. Me.
Clara, stop underestimating yourself.
Well, I suppose I did play Matahari in the school patches.
Would you two quit playing Cupid for 2 seconds? Just figure a way to get her out of there.
Do you think if I went up there and sang? I've been emptying rooms that way for years.
Hey, Mom, have you seen my tux?
Well, yes, sir, it should be in your closet. I'll go check.
No, that's all right. I'll go look for it.
Oh, it's no bother if it's still there.
It's still there.
Well, yes, I remembered that I turned over that attic to
Mom,
my
I'm supposed to go to the dance with Miss Marshall tonight. I can't go looking like this.
Well, I'm sure it's still there. I mean, after all, the Mikado really isn't that kind of play.
Aren't you folks getting ready for the dance?
Well, that was our intention, but there seems to be an obstruction in the bathtub.
Obstruction? How can you say that about the most wonderful woman? And think, in our bathtub.
Oh. You think of it, I think she's mistaken it for a bed.
She's a celebrity, yet she acts so normal. I keep getting flashbacks of her back at the supermarket, standing behind that counter, passing out frozen shrimp as if we're diamonds.
Oh my God, stop exaggerating.
He's not exaggerating, Ed. He's just remembering big.
Stay up there 9 hours and you're gonna earn your pilot's license.
Hey, Dad, how'd you ever get the courage to propose to Mom?
Well, son, there wasn't much courage about it. You see, I knew she wanted to marry me. Because I'm such an obliging chap, it all just fell into place.
Come on, Dad, seriously, what were the circumstances?
Well, son, it was much a night like this. You see, I was taking her to the dance. Naturally, all the women wanted to dance with me. And after I took your mother home, she made sure no one else could have me. She kind of hinted around at it till I just popped the question.
Now who's exaggerating?
Well, it was something like that. Well, you thinking about marriage? You're not thinking about Miss...
Oh, no, gosh, no, I wouldn't have a chance with her. Sure can dream, can't I?
As long as you can find yourself to dreaming.
If I actually did get the chance, though, I know exactly how she'd want to be proposed to. She'd want the man to stand on bended knee and hold on and not let go until he makes her say yes.
Or until he died of a crick. The only thing he'd have to say to me is, how about it?
Son, where did you get that useless information?
On her TV program, she said every woman was a queen, waiting for Sir Walter Raleigh to spread his cloak before her.
Sir Walter Raleigh, huh?
If she said something like that, she might want to change her scriptwriters.
She doesn't have any.
And she might want to change her psychiatrist. Son, it's ridiculous what you're doing with Monica Mulcher. You're 18, for heaven's sakes, you're a PFC. You don't have time to be fluttering around with Miss Frozen Fish.
Dad, she had all the guys that came mooning over her. She made old Rockhead smile.
Why don't you moon over Helen the way you used to? Heaven knows I was sickening enough.
I told you, my taste is different now.
Keep on waiting around, someone's going to come up and grab her.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Well, well, well.
Look at my little sister, all grown up.
Well, Father, Aunt Clara, do you approve?
God, I can't get over it. It's Jean. Wait, young lady, I thought he said you couldn't get a new dress.
Leave her alone, Ed. It was my early Christmas present. You know how bad I am on remembering days, years.
I can't thank you enough, Aunt Clara. Thank heaven someone around here realizes I can't go around in rompers forever. Monica, she told me to call her Monica, has been assisting with my ensemble. We've been in the bathroom for hours.
Oh, so it's you that's been up there.
Oh, now, Daddy, she'll get out as soon as she finishes her bath.
I wonder just how big that kitchen sink is.
Monica says it's better to be late for a dance. That way we make an entrance.
Yeah, an entrance with the milkman?
My first dance in years, and I'll be entering when they're playing Good Night, Ladies. Well, I suppose if we're having Higby here afterwards, I should start making sandwiches. Your mother wants to help me with him. All the help in the world, and I couldn't get that man to walk down the center aisle of the theater.
Scott, so every time I hear a knock, I know it's trouble. Oh, it's just you. Come on in.
Hi, everybody. Well, how do you like it?
Tim, your first formal. Why, it's stupendous.
Yes, ma'am. It even fits. Wow, look at you.
Just a simple little frock I picked up this afternoon.
What's that, a new type corsage?
Yep, borrowed it from the Chronicle. Looks real official, don't you think?
Sure does.
Say, Beau Brummel, by chance your bathroom isn't open, is it?
Yes, sure, Mr. Robinson. My relatives already left for the dance, and my parents are waiting in the car for Gina.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just gonna help myself. I'm sure your parents won't mind.
I just can't believe it. You look like a girl.
Me all right, your old buddy.
Which reminds me, we need to talk about some important business, and
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's okay.
we can't talk in the car.
Oh, Ken doesn't mind, now does
What?
he?
No, I...
Got a few things I'd like to discuss with my escort.
All right, I see how it is. Shouldn't be hanging around you two adults anyway. See you at the dance, Romeo, Juliet.
Brother, too infantile.
So, tell me, any scoop so far?
Nope, and I've been at her side all day.
Then surely you must have found something.
Well, I took her breakfast this morning. She wears pajamas to sleep, sugar in her coffee, 3-minute eggs, and she knows she doesn't use La Rue beauty clay. She says it's just mud perfumed.
But none of those things would make the New York Times. And she's leaving here tomorrow. Something's gotta happen, and fast.
Well, don't worry, Tim. Now that I'm in her confidence, she'll be sure to reveal something devastating. Maybe even about a romantic life. She must have millions of men in love with her.
But it's the one that she's in love with that really matters. If we could just find out who he is, that would be a scoop.
I know. Maybe she talks in her sleep.
Jean, are you suggesting...
No, we wouldn't have to hide under the bed. There's a porch roof right outside her window.
No, we might slip. Or get pneumonia. Say, if she's really mad about someone, she'll probably keep a picture of him. You know how women are. If we could get that picture, that would be a scoop.
That would also be stealing.
It'd be borrowing. I could take it down to the printing office, photograph it, and get it back before she even knew it was missing.
Well, I guess that could work. All right, if she has a photo, I'll get it.
Gee, you're real swell for a girl.
Gosh, what a pretty dress can do.
Why, Tim, how handsome you look.
You think so too, Mrs. Robinson?
Just look at the two of you, wearing evening clothes when it was only yesterday you were wearing, well, what all babies wear. And look, here's pictures of Jean and Ken when they were younger. Here's a picture of Jean in the bird bath on the front lawn.
Mother, put that book away.
And here's Ken in his Indian suit. I'm suddenly feeling very old and quite tired.
My mother took one look at me and did the same thing. You'd think it was my first haircut. You know, not many people realize that it's almost time for me to make the great decision.
What decision?
The decision every man must make. What's it gonna be? The Army or the Navy?
Yes? It's Helen, Mrs. Robinson.
You mean it's Halloween?
What have you done to yourself? I'm revealing my true personality. I decided I'm a peacock, not a red at all. Well, what do you think?
We'll talk later, dear.
Oh, that's for us. Come along, Jean.
See you at the dance, Mother. Helen. Oh, Timothy, I do hope there are lots of waltzes tonight. Sure in a waltzing mood.
Can't believe it, my little girl. Now, Helen, I don't want to seem too personal, but you seem to have gone to extremes, being a sweet child like yourself.
I don't seem to be getting anywhere being a sweet child. I wouldn't even go tonight if I hadn't promised you and Mr. Robinson.
I think I see, dear. About Ken, he's only going through a phase.
I have absolutely no interest in Ken. Besides, all he did at the opening today was follow that woman around like a shadow.
Well, Miss Marshall is very pleasant and attractive. But what possible interest could she have in Kenneth? I mean, she's a woman of the world.
The trouble is, he thinks he's a man of the world. Besides, she said on her program tonight that we're all women of the world, only some of us don't know it yet. Well, now I know it. Ken thinks I'm practically a country bumpkin. I'll show him. I'm also going to show him there's other men in this town. Make him jealous. That's what she advises.
That only works in books and plays, dear. Now, fix yourself up before Ken appears and sees you this way.
Hey, Mom, I think I may have gained a few pounds. Those tux pants don't even... What the hell?
Good evening, Kenneth.
Helen, where's the masquerade?
Is she still playing Sleeping Beauty in the bath? Oh, God. Aren't you afraid you'll catch a cold? Oh, which reminds me, we need to turn the water heater back on. We must be running low on hot water by now.
I'll take care of it, dear. It
your bath and I got the Lone Ranger.
I must say, everyone's reaction to my dress is definitely rural. It happens to be a copy of one of Miss Marshall's gowns.
Yeah, except on her it looks good. So, it's gotten into you anyways, Helen.
I'm merely practicing what Miss Marshall preaches. And I've been thinking about what you said last night.
You twisted everything I said last night.
Anyway, I agree with you. About this town, I mean. And that's why I've been thinking about taking up residence in Glendale.
Glendale? What's so hot about Glendale?
There's much more culture. They have local symphonies and traveling shows, and there's a naval training station right there on the lake.
You wouldn't perhaps be more interested in the naval base than you would the culture, now would you?
Oh, heavens no. Although I do prefer the naval uniform to that of other branches of the services.
Those stupid hats and those bell-bottom trousers?
The naval training station there is only for officers.
Oh, officers, huh? Maybe you'll meet one just like Rockhead. Heck, maybe you'll even marry him, huh?
Marry? Oh, I don't believe I shall marry for years. It's so common.
Finally got my bath. Hey, Helen. Why, don't you look snappy?
Thanks, Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, hey, don't forget. I got to take you to the dance tonight.
Of course, Mr. Robinson. There's something about the company of an older man.
Darn tootin' there is.
Yes, I expect that's why I get along so well with that utterly delightful Mr. Considine.
Mr. Considine? Who's that?
Oh, he's a new guy at the library. Quite the war hero. He came here from New York. Yes, life would indeed be dull if it weren't for my little chats with Mr. Considine.
Is this, great war hero going to be attending the dance tonight?
Oh, I don't think so. Much too provincial for him. Unless, of course, he knows I'm going.
I may have to size this character up. It's really not that I'm jealous or anything, it's just, well, I don't want you getting mixed up with the wrong guy.
He's not a scoundrel. He's a charming, mature gentleman.
How old is this mature gentleman anyways?
I've never inquired. I do wish your father would hurry. I've promised him the first few dances.
Yeah, guys are going to be blowing their brains out. So, Mr. Considine, if he has any brains...
Would you kindly leave Mr. Considine out of your insipid remarks?
Oh, what's the matter? Can't stand up for himself?
If he were here, Ken Robinson, you wouldn't dare say those things.
Are you two quarreling again? That is a good sign. How are the signs from the bathroom?
She's still up there, Aunt Clara.
Oh, well, I suppose I don't mind missing a few dances at my age, as long as I'm there for the minuet.
Of course, at her age, Miss Marshall probably has to use all sorts of creams before ever facing her public.
I'd like it if you kept Miss Marshall out of your nasty little remarks.
You made ridiculous remarks about Mr. Considine.
Saying all those horrible things about the most wonderful woman in the world.
Mr. Oh, you mean the old gentleman janitor at the library, right?
Old man? Janitor? Oh, that is good. That is so rich.
And he's very active for a Spanish-American war veteran, if I do say so.
What's the use? I'd better just be playing me after all.
Well, she's still alive. I heard her singing. So, Helen, aren't you the lucky girl having me escort you to the dance? Hey, Clara?
Yeah?
I'm sure Higby won't mind taking Alice.
Run along, Ed. Alice will understand.
See you later, Miss Jones.
Have fun anyway, Helen.
Why, Helen, you look much better than you did before for some reason.
What do you think's gotten into her, Aunt Clara? I've never seen her act so nutty before.
She's only nutty about you. Now go get ready for the dance. I'm sure Miss Marshall must be out of the bathroom by now.
Sure does take a long time. The results are worth it.
Frivolous and gay. So sorry, Mr. Higby, this mazurka's promised. Oh yes, to Mayor Wallace. He's been after me all evening. Can't you hear Mrs. Wallace gritting her teeth? Oh, I must. You can't find City Hall alone, you know. Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Mr. Higby. I know you're madly in love with me, but you have to get over it sometime. Oh.
What are you doing?
I was just, don't you look breathtaking?
I know. Well, this little old thing, Miss Jones, just meant for a simple evening in the spring. What are you planning on dazzling them in this evening, Miss Jones?
Oh, you know, the same old thing I dazzle them in winter, summer, and fall.
I hope I haven't detained any of you tonight.
Oh, no. Mr. Higby's escorting me, and Ken's taking you.
I do like Ken. He's so cute today. Did you see him? He's just my very favorite lamb.
I'm glad you like him. Of course, he's very young.
He's in the army.
They're taking him young nowadays.
In fact, I'm just devoted to this whole family thing. And I do believe that the family is the backbone of America. Don't you, Miss Jones?
Yes, but about Ken,
Now, when I tarry into a place like this, I feel so futile. And when I see Mr. and Mrs. Robinson together, it makes me feel like I need a man by my side. You know what I mean?
Actually, I do. I'm a bachelor girl myself.
You don't say. Really?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the silly old names around here don't realize a golden goose when they see one.
I heard you were so understanding.
As I said too numerously on my program, us women can't win the battle of the sexes until men really realize that by birthright, we're queens.
Like Queen Elizabeth and Sir Walter's cloak.
Sir Walter's what?
His cloak. You said it on your television show. His
Oh,
cloak.
of course I said it. Well, I mean, he gave her many other presents besides. And why shouldn't he have? I mean, she was a woman, wasn't she?
I'd assume so.
You know, maybe you wouldn't be such a bachelor girl yourself if you really convinced yourself you were Her Majesty, Miss Jones.
Her Majesty, me.
Don't be modest, Miss Jones. Modesty never got a girl anywhere, trust me. I found that one out the hard way. Anyways, a girl must blow her own oboe.
I can certainly see why men hate your show. I mean, your show's so popular with women.
Thank you. I'll do anything to equalize the sexes.
Good for you. But there was something rather serious I wanted to discuss with you.
Okay,
It's about Ken.
go ahead.
He's got a crush on you.
He's got a crush on me. Why would anyone have a crush on me?
I can think of a couple reasons.
So can I. A few.
Well, anyway, back to Ken.
You know, I had a crush once. It was on my ancient history teacher. I wanted him to leave his nasty old wife and take me to the Greek islands. But he wouldn't.
How inconsiderate.
That was rude.
Anyway, back to Ken and Helen. Well, they've been sweethearts for years, and we sort of expect that they'll marry, when they're ready, of course. But right now, he's so smitten with you, he's not being very nice to the poor girl.
I assume that you're inferring that I'm the complication, Miss Jones. Don't you worry, I'll take care of everything. I'll have him running back to Helen's side, never to leave her again. You know, I've always wanted to play the character Camille. You know?
Yeah.
Almost as much as the three sisters. Well, not all of them, of course.
Not all at once, anyway.
You know, perhaps I'll handle this situation like Camille would. When his father comes to her and begs her to give up the man that she loves, she nobly agrees. So she disillusions the poor man, and he dies of pure consumption.
Oh,
Should I handle it like that?
no.
No?
Actually, I was thinking you could just tell him you didn't like him.
That could work.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Jones. Sounds good. You know, I just adore playing Cupid.
You should. You're very good at it.
I know. I just, you know, it's so useful.
Yeah.
I just wish, I wish I could do something about you, Miss Jones.
Oh,
Too bad.
thanks.
Perhaps, try to take the bull by the horns. Find out his hobbies. Try from that angle.
I will, just as soon as I get that bull alone.
That's the spirit, Miss Jones.
Yeah.
Gosh, Miss Marshall, you're a vision.
Thank you, Kenneth. You're looking quite nice yourself.
Thank you. Oh, I got something for you in the refrigerator. Don't you go anywhere.
Okay.
Thank you for being so understanding.
You're welcome, Miss Jones. When I leave here tomorrow, he'll be so happy he'll think he got his discharge papers from the Army.
Here, Miss Marshall, for you.
Oh, how precious. Look it. It's a corsage. And violets. How truly unusual.
Unusual, I didn't know.
Well, yes. Usually they send me orchids. Just a blanket of orchids. But I'm so tired of orchids. Aren't you, Miss Jones?
Oh, sure. They're just so crass, so unimaginative.
Obviously, you have the soul of a poet, Kenneth. And look, there's nothing even here.
Wait, should there be?
Well, usually there's this silly little trinket tucked among blossoms. You know, just a bauble.
Sure, some rubies or emeralds or some old used diamond.
Gosh, I didn't know that either.
Well, I'm just so glad you dispense with such vulgarity, Kenneth.
Oh, you are? That's good.
And for your reward, you may pin on the posies yourself.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, well...
I'll just hold them.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay, should we go?
Yeah, we shall. Oh, aren't you coming with us, Aunt Clara?
Oh, no, your mother and I are going with my white knight. I just hope we can both sit on his horse.
Oh, that's actually pretty weird.
What was that? Oh, what is that?
That would be my jalopy. Your limousines are parking hazard, so I figured we'd take that instead.
What is it?
Oh, that baby's a 1949 Plymouth. It's got Cadillac hubcaps. I don't want to brag or anything.
Well, I guess Cinderella did go to the ball in the pomegranate. Or whatever, let's go.
All right.
I know how you think of these things, Lieutenant.
You do what?
You are so cute.
Well, Clara, everything's ready for our little supper. Don't tell me.
Bathroom's free.
Finally.
Oh, that must be Mr. Higby. Horse indeed. He's brought his tricycle.
Makes your bath so gay. Oh, what fun it's so
Gosh, what a perfect evening.
I know, you must hate me though for turning you away like that. But that is the ghastliness of my existence.
It is awfully ghastly. I mean, you did just get here, and away you go.
You know, I ask myself, is it worth it? Being what the taxes are and everything. You know, being on this tour. But I do love fraternizing with my public. And I do love this small town of Fernwood, right?
I knew you'd find it small townish.
Yes, but as I said in my program, what's a small town but a midget-sized city?
Well, you think it's a great place to visit, but you'd never want to live here.
Why not? I'd love to live here. I'm just so ready to settle down with one group of people. Or should I say one person?
Wow, that almost sounds as if you're talking about marriage.
I'd love to get married. What girl doesn't? I mean, it's a very important part of life, Kenneth.
But would you marry just anybody? Just some regular guy?
I wouldn't want to marry someone that was irregular.
Well, would you consider it now, like right now?
As I've said in my program, ladies, when the right guy comes along, grab him and never let him go.
Gosh, Miss Marshall? Monica? I know I'm not worthy of such a wonderful woman, but would you? Could you?
Kenneth, what are you doing?
I'm proposing.
Proposing what?
Marriage, of course.
Looks like you're proposing a game of jacks. Get up.
No, you told me I have to stay here.
I said what?
On your TV program, you said the man must stay on bended knee and knock it up until he makes you say yes.
I don't remember saying any such thing, Kenneth. Will you please get up? You're to be kidding me, Kenneth.
I've never been more serious in my life. Monica, be mine.
I don't even know what you want to... Oh, look, Kenneth, it's your sister. And Tim.
Ken, what are you doing?
Oh, I just dropped my cap down here in this general region.
Down here, we're trying to find it.
Down here checking it out. I'm gonna find it though.
Yeah,
don't
we're
worry.
gonna find it down
No
here.
big deal.
His cap's right here.
Kenneth, you can get up now.
Why'd you want it? Going someplace?
I just couldn't find it. It's my very special cap. Very special. You see?
Yeah, we see. I mean, we saw.
Miss Marshall, you're leaving tomorrow, and, well, I was wondering, haven't you got anything to say to the press?
Oh, of course, you're the press. Just that since I've embarked on this goodwill tour and traveled from one side of this rocky boundary to the other side of this rocky boundary.
That's all you have to say?
Isn't that enough? It always has been.
Well, I mean, no scoops?
Scoops? You mean something different? No, sorry, Tim. I'm just a simple nomad. Here one day, gone the next. My life really is prosaic, if you could call it living.
Well, the night is young, isn't it, Jean?
And off to a flying start.
So long, folks. I'll see you all in the morning. Thanks for putting me up. Guess you better use the porch roof window after all.
Porch roof.
It's a newspaper expression. It means scoops are made at night. Well, better be off to bed. You really weren't beautiful tonight, Monica.
Thank you, Lammy. You were looking quite lovely yourself.
Guess I was. Didn't call me Buddy once.
And I think it's time I should retire for tonight.
No, you can't. I haven't finished proposing yet. I'm gonna take you away from this gypsy life. I'm gonna give you everything you need. You'll be able to live here, right here in Fernwood.
I might as well already tell you. I already have a man. He's meeting me tomorrow in Kingston.
Well, is he serious?
Utterly.
Who cares? I'm here now. And just like you said, never give up.
I am going to kill those scriptwriters.
But you don't have any.
Yes, I do. I have 6 of them. But I'm getting 6 new ones. I lied, Kenneth. Are you disillusioned now?
No. Why should I let them come between us? Monica, I want you to marry me. I'll give you everything you want.
You'll give me everything I want, Kenneth.
Yeah.
You do realize that I'm used to a very high way of living. In fact, I just love luxury.
Who cares? If you think about my side, we'll make all the money we need.
That's very appealing. Well, you see, if I were to give up my job, I would allow us to get married.
Oh, well, I'd insist. You see, I'm going to be out of the army soon. And then I'm going to open up a supermarket, just like my dad. And then another one, and another one. And before you know it, I'll have a whole chain of supermarkets.
Well, I do love ambition. But just because I'd be giving up the way, or my career, doesn't mean I would want to be giving up the way I live. You see this little frock right here, Kenneth? Can you guess how much this was?
Who cares? I'll buy you hundreds.
We're going to be getting along just fine. This is one of my more reasonable numbers. It was only $350.
What? I mean, come on, is that all? It's nothing.
And you smell this perfume?
Wow, it's wonderful.
It should be $50 a dram. You know, we'll only need half a staff of servants. A maid, a cook, personal housekeeper.
Are we going to be running a hotel?
No, I've just never done any housework before, and I wouldn't know how to.
Gosh. My mom usually does all our housework, except on Tuesdays. And then sometimes on Thursdays, maybe Saturdays.
Okay. Well, because I'll be giving up my job, I won't need a secretary, will I?
No, what would you need one of those for?
And I'll sell my house, but I will need a small apartment for commuting, of course.
Of course.
Just a small one.
Yeah.
8 rooms,
8, no.
a terrace. If you agree to all these little whims, Kenneth, I'll marry you. I'm sure we'll be very happy.
Yeah, how could we not be?
Well, should we get a drink to our engagement?
Yeah, I suppose so. My mom usually keeps some iced tea in the fridge.
Iced tea, how too whimsical. I don't know how you think of the things you do, Kenneth.
Yeah, neither do I.
Tell you, this family gets more eccentric every day.
No, it just seems that way because everyone else is so normal.
Do sit down, Mr. Higbee. They're on the sofa alongside our Clara. And Ed, don't you complain about a thing. It's been a perfect day and a lovely evening.
I enjoyed myself just fine. Oh yeah, except for one thing, your son's behavior. Staring cat eyes at Monica Marshall all evening.
Our son had cat eyes all evening.
Although, you know, she really isn't that bad, despite the strange way she talks. You know, she actually makes a lot of common sense.
Yes, you did have 3 dances with her.
Why not? She's a great dancer. And I always did admit she was mighty attractive.
Oh, did you?
Oh yes, Alice, but not as attractive as you are. Always were the prettiest woman in town.
My compliment. You must have a guilty conscience.
I knew Ed's opinion of Miss Marshall would change when I heard her asking him how someone so young could be so successful. But don't worry, Alice. She's leaving tomorrow. Oh, and I talked to her about Ken. She'll handle it in her own way.
Her own way. You mean she's gonna freeze him? Yeah. Fine.
Clara, that was awfully kind of you. The poor boy, I hope she isn't too harsh. Of course it is sulfur and molasses season, and Ken is in his teens, and, well, of course at any age there's nothing like romance, is there, Mr. Higbee?
Isn't there?
Especially going through life with someone, walking side by side with them, someone who cares, someone who's there to greet you when you come home.
I had a dog once. He used to greet me when I came home. I can see him dropping a giant bone at my feet.
Anyone you knew?
What a coincidence! Clara just loves dogs. And I couldn't help but notice how wonderful you two look dancing together.
Did we? There weren't any tangos, though. I'm always disappointed when there aren't any tangos.
Tango? I didn't even know anyone still did. My favorite dance.
And I couldn't help but notice that you were forever whispering into our Clara's ear.
Oh, he was. About the high cost of plumbing repairs.
Well, it's a terrible place for a man to live anyway.
Alice, you owned the hotel, remember?
Just the same, Miss Marshall says that a man isn't complete until he's married.
That's when you know you're really finished.
No, Ed, really. You wouldn't swap any day. The family life is wonderful, as you'll soon come to learn, Mr. Higbee. Ed. Oh, Ed. Would you like to go look at the moon?
Alice, I've seen the moon.
Ed. Really?
Oh yeah. Let's go look at the blasted thing.
Well, the two of us will just be outside in the lovely moonlight if you need anything.
This reminds me of the high school hayride days.
Wow, your sister is very vivacious.
I know, she never gives up. I mean, she's always on the go.
I prefer women who are more subdued.
That figures. Wait, what?
You're very relaxing, Miss Jones. You're not like other women.
Oh, well, Miss Marshall says that all us women are queens and that you lambs should treat us accordingly.
I agree. I think women should be revered. My mother always thought the same thing. But you in particular, Miss Jones, I've noticed I don't have to make conversation. I can just be quiet for long spells.
Yes, I've noticed that too.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
You look rather queenly tonight, Miss Jones, now that you mention it.
I don't think I heard you correctly.
I feared I was being too forward.
No, go right ahead.
All right. It's high time I told you how much I enjoy our little visits. Just sitting and thinking.
Yes, it has been fun, hasn't it?
It's getting a little bit warm in here, don't you think, Miss Jones?
Warmer than it's been in years.
Miss Jones, there's something I wanted to ask. You did say you enjoyed the tango, that you're rather an expert at it?
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but...
Well, I wanted to ask you. My mother always told me not to be too impetuous, but...
No, why don't you ask it? I could just give you my answer right now.
What are you doing with your old furs? Take your old muskrat, your old beaver, and come on down to dance.
If this thing's not fixed by tomorrow, I'm suing for breach of promise.
Really, this time it's gone too far. You see, it's the new hot water heater. When it turns on, the set goes off, and then when it turns on, well, you know, and vice versa.
Well, that strikes me as rather unusual.
Yes, I dare say it's the only one in town.
Oh.
And it had to be in your living room.
Well, it is about time for refreshments anyway. I baked cake this afternoon, Mr. Higby. Of course, Clara is a much better cook.
Oh, no cake, please. Do you have a soda mint? That might calm my nerves.
Sure, I'll get you one right away. Miss Marshall, I had no idea you were still here.
Yes, Kenneth and I had to steal away. We had something to talk about.
Yes, Clara did tell me that she talked to you about his infatuation. Did you talk to him?
Yes, you are going to be so surprised. Here goes my lamb right now. Yes, all of you are going to be so surprised, especially you. Daddy.
Daddy?
Me?
Well, yes, handsome thing. Who else? I mean, I know I'm being quite premature, but I will be calling you Daddy.
Oh, of course, if I'm in the way.
No, Kenneth, why don't you tell these lovely people about our news?
No, that's really okay. You can tell them.
Okay. Well, Kenneth and I were betrothed.
You mean you're engaged?
Sure.
Kenneth Robinson, is this true?
Well, I did ask Miss Marshall to marry me, and she did say
I
yes.
said yes.
Boy, I'm gonna take you across my knee.
Well, it's
and I'm
about
gonna-
time I get going.
So this is how you fixed everything.
Hey,
Kenneth, go to your room at once. We need to
You
talk.
see, it's just past my bedtime.
That's no way to talk to an engaged man, Dad!
Thank you for everything.
Hey! You stay out of this.
shouldn't we have some refreshments to celebrate?
Celebrate? Who's celebrating?
I am.
Why, yes. But I couldn't hold a knife, so Kenneth, would you cut the cake?
Yeah, sure thing, Mom.
And the coffee. Oh, dear.
I'll help you out, Kenneth. I do have to get used to only having half a staff of servants.
Half of what? Of what? Will someone please tell me what's going on around here?
Don't worry, Mrs. Robinson. I have no intention on marrying your son.
Thank heavens, you have no idea how you frightened me. And she's got no intention on marrying Kenneth.
Well, then why is she engaged to him?
She's probably engaged to everybody. She did it.
Father, you heard the news? Kenneth proposed to Monica, and she accepted. He's gonna buy her apartment in New York and perfume.
Gene, if you say a word of this to anyone, young lady, I'm taking you
Well, the
across my
whole
knee.
family just seems a trifle vivacious.
Yes, what is it?
Beg pardon, I was told Miss Monica Marshall was here.
Sure is, come on in.
Just what we need is a stranger. I'm Captain Robbins. I was told at the hotel that she was here. Well, since your lights are still on.
That's fine. Miss Marshall's just in the kitchen.
The kitchen? Monica? I'm, shall we say, an old friend of Miss Marshall. I was to meet her in Kingston tomorrow, but I got away earlier than expected and decided to join her tonight.
Oh, Captain Roberts, you can't possibly join her. Not now.
Why? Has something happened to her?
Jane, don't you dare say a word.
What's happened to Monica?
Nothing. Except for she's engaged to my brother.
But that can't be. I demand to see her at once.
Well, Cosby will be right. Bob!
Monica, what is the meaning of this? Where's the man you're engaged to?
Why, he's,
You mean him? P.F.C. Robinson, what is the meaning of this? Rock him! I mean, sir!
Tango anyone?
Morning, Mrs. Robinson. I'm Jean, Miss Bindle. Good morning. Oh, hello, Jean. Why, you look kind of shrunk. Been banging on the back door. Figured nobody was up. Here, you've been having trouble with the heater. Oh, well, you know where the kitchen is. I'm in an awful rush. Should know where it is. All the times I've been here on emergencies. Oh, Miss Bindle. That way. Oh, yes. Now I remember. Oh, no. Morning, Miss Robinson. Have a quarrel with your wife?
It's Clara Jones, Miss Spindle. Hello.
Clara Jones, why do you? Don't you pop up in the darndest places?
Well, you're a girl who gets around herself.
Reckon I do. It's this business of mine. Almost wish I'd never inherited it. Trouble is, I love people and hate machines. Too ornery. Now, where'd I put my toolkit?
Oh, I'll get it.
Oh, my house is jealous.
Not that it's any of my business, but why don't you wear glasses?
Because I'm always misplacing them. Honestly, I lose my glasses more often than I lose my truck. Besides, my Herbert says they're not becoming.
Your Herbert wears glasses.
He does? Well, what do you know?
Good morning, Clara. My, what a glorious day. Did you sleep well, Your Majesty?
All right. I'm just happy that the hotel's repaired so I can get back in.
I am too, for your sake, of course. Come on, no paper. Well, at least I'll be able to see Ed's face at breakfast for once.
Has he recovered from last night?
Oh, he was humming while he shaved, an encouraging sign. Why, even that Captain Roberts and Miss Marshall were pleasant about the whole thing after a while.
Well, even Vesuvius took a while to simmer down.
Yes, but I didn't think she had to go so far as to kiss Ed goodbye. She didn't kiss anybody else.
That's because no one else stuck out their chin and puckered up.
What on earth?
Miss Spindle's fixing the water heater.
Well, good. That's just what I want. Now Ed will have to get someone to fix it.
Alice, do you think you might have any tango music among your old records?
Why, I shouldn't be surprised if I do. Tango. I know. You're looking to interest Mr. Higby.
Strangely enough, I think he's already interested. He was certainly leading up to something last night when your television went off.
I knew if we had him here, there'd be progress. We'll have to have him over again sometime soon. Perhaps tonight.
Sure, we don't want to rush anything.
This time we'll show him what a quiet, peaceful family means to a man. After all, that could possibly happen again.
Delivery.
Why, thank you. I love surprises. Oh, they're so lovely. And they're for me.
Alice, you've been holding out on me.
Oh, this is dreadful.
What does it say?
They're from Ed.
You told me he never sends flowers.
He doesn't, Clara. And why should Ed Robinson send flowers? Unless he'd done something else. I'll bet he sent these because he kissed that Miss Marshall last night. He must have enjoyed it more than we all thought he did.
Alice, it's 9 in the morning. He must have ordered them last night, long before he puckered up.
I never thought of that. Well, then that wretch must have been planning to pucker up all day.
I'm sure it's merely proof that Monica Marshall's propaganda works. He sent them as a token of appreciation.
Do you really think so? Why, Clara, the lamb.
that. Now that he started sending these tokens of appreciation, I'm going to make sure I receive them more often.
Good. It's time the old buck realized he's got a dough at home.
Yes, aftershave lotion. Time to put on his eggs. Kiss me, my Torador.
Not before I've had my coffee. Claire, are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I was just doing my exercises. I do them every morning.
The flour in your mouth?
Oh.
Where's the paper? What in the blazes is that?
Oh, it's just a spindle. Hating people, hating machines.
Good grief, this early? Don't blame Higby for staying single and living in a hotel.
Little does he know his single days are numbered.
Oh, good. So they came.
Go into the dining room, Edward. Your breakfast is ready.
Edward? Okay, well, aren't you going to say anything about the flowers?
I'll say plenty about the flowers later. Daddy.
Daddy. Okay.
Why, good morning, dear.
Good morning, Mrs. Robinson. I was just on my way to the library, and I wondered if perhaps you had some books you wanted to return.
No, dear, Ken isn't up yet. I don't have any books.
It's such a lovely day, isn't it? Has Miss Marshall left yet?
Why, yes, dear, she left last night. And about Ken. He's only got a bit of growing up to do.
Oh, I hope so. It seems so wrong, our Corleen, and Ken acting as though he'd forgotten this town, his friends.
Well, I'm sure he's just got a little bit of growing up to do. He's on his way to adulthood, you know. Something like you coming in here dressed the way you were last night.
Yes, I guess I was being awfully silly. I'm just not meant to be a peacock, and that's all there is to it.
Well, frankly, Helen, I don't think peacocks look too happy anyway. And I do have a book, but I'll ask Kenneth to return it later.
Okay, Mrs. Robinson. I mustn't be late for work.
Morning, Mom. Oh, good morning, Helen.
Good morning, dear. Excuse me while I go serve your father his breakfast.
So, did you have fun last night, Helen?
Oh, yes, heaps.
I'm sorry you only had a couple dances. It's just, well, Miss Monica Marshall was my guest, and I did have to be polite.
Now, don't pretend you found dancing with Miss Marshall such a horrid chore.
No, dancing with her was fun, but it's always more fun dancing with you.
You don't have to pretend that either.
Who's pretending? You're great, Helen. Why, you can cook and sew and economize and do taxes. It's
What's so wonderful
amazing.
about that? Any woman can do those things.
That's what you think. I just hope you can forgive me for being such a dope lately.
I was being sort of dopey myself.
No, you couldn't be.
We all can, even when we're really grown up. Well, I guess we'll still be dopey at times.
Say, how about me and you go on a date tonight? That is, if you're not too busy with Mr. Considine or anything.
By all means, tonight. But now I have to go to work.
I think I'll be stopping by the library later on. Catch up on some reading during my furlough. Well, once again, Helen, I'm sorry.
I knew things would work out. Like Miss Marshall says, grab happiness, hold on, and never let go.
Does she say that?
And you know, it really makes sense. Bye, Mrs. Robinson.
Bye, dear. Never known Jean to sleep this late. But I guess she did have a busy night last night.
We all had a busy night, Mom. Thanks to me.
Oh, darling, it wasn't all your fault. I'm sure plenty of men, young and old, are just smitten with Miss Marshall. I'm just happy for your sake that Captain Roberts was so understanding.
But what about when I get back to camp?
Darling, I'm sure you have nothing to worry about. It was just a simple little misunderstanding that nobody except for us has to know about.
Well, as long as you come visit me in the watchtower.
I'll come visit you anywhere. And I'll bring you those chocolate chip cookies you like so much. I'm happy you and Helen patched things up.
Me too. I'm just glad she didn't find out about me proposing and all. I can't believe I did that. Perfume at $50 a dram. They better make Rockhead General fast.
Say, is anyone else going to eat? Oh. So you're up, eh, Casanova?
Morning, Dad. I just wanted to apologize about being such a goof last night.
Oh, I suppose I have to forgive you eventually. But the next time you decide to get engaged, you know, don't do it to your commanding officer's fiancé.
Well, Rockhead did seem to be a good sport about it.
Sure, because it got no further than the living room. Where the hell is the paper?
Darling, you can buy one down at the store. Did you finish your eggs?
Alice, the price they are, do you think I'd waste them?
They did come from your store, Ed. Frankly, I'm considering trading elsewhere. Kenneth, go eat your breakfast. I want a word alone with your father.
Yeah, sure thing, Mom.
Now, Ed, I'd like to know the occasion for these flowers.
Alice, I do not get you. I send you flowers and you act as though I've sent you a time bomb.
Well, you did make quite a fuss over Miss Marshall last night. Even kissed her goodbye. You were humming while you shaved this morning, and you sent me flowers. If that isn't a time bomb, Ed Robinson, I don't know what is.
Alice, I ordered those flowers yesterday. Besides, I didn't kiss Miss Marshall goodbye, she kissed me. Don't tell me you're jealous of Monica Marshall. Say, this really is quite flattering. Yes, Eddie boy. Still the same old fascination.
No, Ed, really.
Oh, you lucky, lucky girl, you.
Ed, you're being ridiculous. But I'd still like to know the occasion for these flowers.
Alice, come on. After listening to Miss Marshall spew on about how every woman's a queen and how we should give them gifts accordingly, I felt like I should get you a diamond tiara.
Ed, did you really?
Yeah, but I settled with the flowers. Alice, I realize I haven't been there for you all the time. It's just, I don't have the time. Don't think I don't know how lucky I am having you.
Ed, I appreciate you too. I just hope I'm never too busy to forget to tell you. And I guess I'll forget all about you kissing Miss Marshall last night. That is, as long as I start receiving these tokens of appreciation more often.
Alice? That's blackmail.
Know what the wives do. Now you better get down to the store. You don't want to get in trouble.
Alice, I'm the boss. I can't very well ball myself out.
You can't set a bad example either.
It's terrible the way a man gets treated in his own house.
Well, I struck oil in the attic.
What's she talking about?
Claire wants to brush up on her tango.
Brushed up on her. From the looks of it, Carmen over there is hitting her second childhood.
Maybe she is, but she's sure gonna have a ball the second time around.
Now for the peace and quiet of my market.
Oh, Ed, it's been most enjoyable. I'm almost sad it's over.
Mr. Hickman must have heard I found some tango music.
Why, Miss Marshall! Captain Roberts!
Well, speak up. What do you have to say for yourself, Ed Robinson?
Hello!
Forget the amenities. I'm referring to this.
We demand to know how this crazy story got in the newspapers.
Wait, what story? What are you talking about?
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Oh, yeah, it was all over Kingston this morning. And when we came back, it was all over the local newspapers. And look at that picture. Young PFC marries Monica Marshall.
Isn't he cute? Junior high commencement. First long pants.
Precious.
First long pants. You do understand that they're going to arrest me for kidnapping, right?
Oh, cheer up. Then why do you use the one in his Indian suit?
You! This is all your fault. You asked me to disillusion them, and I did it out of the kindness of my...
You still haven't told us. How did the papers get a hold of this?
Do not interrupt me, Bob. Anyways, I do the best thing I've ever done in my entire career, and I did it just for you, and all this Wait a second. This is all your fault, Ed. If you did this to make your overgrown fruit stand popular, I'm going to call my lawyers.
I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm sure no one here did.
Now, just a minute, Ed. What about Tim Hayden, boy reporter, and his little girl Friday?
I didn't even think about them. Jean? Jean, you come down here at once!
This is calming. Sheer calming. What's worse, it's not even true.
If I find out that that son of yours was responsible for this, well, I'll put him on permanent KP and cigarette butt detail besides. Then I'll have him court-martialed. But first I'll have him shot at sunrise.
And I'm not even a violent person, but I'll be the one giving the orders. First long pants, are you kidding me?
What's it all about? Oh, did you guys forget something?
Have you seen this?
No, I can't be. I can't marry you. Not now, at least.
And darling, no one expects you to.
Wait a second, it sounds like I would even consider marrying him.
It sounds to me as you don't think my son is good enough.
Oh, what will my public think of me? He's a sheer adolescent.
I'm a PFC.
You mean you were a PFC?
10 hut, everybody!
Let's be calm. Decide what we're gonna do.
Okay, listen, I admit the story and the picture are ridiculous, but is there really any need to get upset here?
You want to know why we're upset, Ed? It's because Bob and I, we've been secretly married for 2 months. It's because of my contracts. I have to keep it quiet.
It's all making sense now. You poor girl.
He means congratulations.
It's because of my contracts. I have to keep it quiet. This was supposed to be our honeymoon.
I know, I'll just call the newspaper and tell them I changed my mind. It's really no big deal.
It'll sound as if I've been jilted. I don't think so. I'm so sorry, Bob. This is all of my fault.
No, sweetie, it's my fault for talking you into ignoring your contract.
Jean, stay right here.
Daddy, why are you looking at me so suspiciously?
Probably because you look so guilty.
So, Jean, what do you know about the story in the Chronicle?
Well, I know.
So, Tim gave the story to the newspapers, but, who gave the story to Tim?
Me? Well, he needed a scoop, and what a scoop! And we're supposed to help our neighbors, right? But honestly, I've been looking for him all morning to tell him it's a slight exaggeration.
Maybe that's Horace Greeley now. Why, Mr. Higby? And I thought you didn't have the courage.
Good morning, miss. Oh, the party's not over.
This one's just started. Come right in. And look who's trotting down the garden path behind you. Hello, Timothy.
Hi, Miss Jones. Hi, everyone. Well, did you read my story? I sure took care of you, didn't I?
Yeah, you certainly did.
In fact, the later edition's gonna carry my byline.
He's also gonna carry your obituary, taking you across my knees.
Bob,
I'm gonna.
Bob, he's a young boy.
Yes, but a boy. What? You mean there's gonna be more of this? A later edition?
Sure, it comes out at 2 o'clock. The presses are gonna roll soon. What's eating him?
Captain Roberts is Miss Marshall's husband. He doesn't like to read she's engaged to other men.
But what about Ken?
Ken? Ken was just a joke.
Miss Jones, perhaps if I came back later.
What makes you think it'll be any less hectic then?
Come, dear. Let's get out of this madhouse. At least we can try to stop the afternoon editions.
Whatever you say, sweetums. But first of all, I just want to say out of everyone that I've ever met, you people are the utmost. This is the last time I
That
did any-
voice! I thought I recognized it. Oh, Miss Marshall, you're the greatest thing to hit the air since the first crystal set.
Thank you, I'm sure.
Maybe an autograph in your voucher book?
Of course, Miss Spindle, with everything that you've done for us this weekend.
Oh, it was nothing. Just bought some frozen smelts for you at the opening yesterday.
Miss Spindle, the heater. What about the heater?
I'll fix them. Any trouble again. Oh, Miss Marshall, I'd know you anywhere. Why, yes, you look just the way you always do. So beautiful.
What in blazes?
Miss Spindle's too vain to wear glasses. It's amazing she ever won county bowling champion.
Bowling champion. Her.
Well, she always scores in the other fellow's alley, but it's the same.
Monica, this place is getting madder. Let's get out of here before they let those relatives out of the attic. Besides, she asked you to sign your autograph, not write your autobiography.
Anyone can just sign an autograph, Bob.
Yes, but I feel we should get out of here while we still can.
Do not yell at me like I'm part of your squadrons, Bob!
See, earthquake.
Spindle!
She promises it will also be her last.
It's all right.
There must be
I'll
easier
take
ways
care
of
it.
disposing of husbands, the ethereal star has decided. A further romantic note is supplied by dazzling Monica Marshall. We were unable to reach her for verification of her engagement as rumored in the Fernwood Chronicle. However, here we reproduce a wire photo of the rumored fiancé.
Oh my
PFC
God.
Kenneth
I'm a
Roberts,
celebrity!
which we assume is taken.
What's Helen gonna think?
I'm a joke. From coast to coast. This is great.
Miss Marshall, there's a simple solution I just thought of.
And what's that, Miss Jones? You've just done so much to help this weekend.
Well, you do love Captain Roberts, don't you?
Yes.
And haven't you always said how futile your life has been?
Okay.
And haven't you also said that a woman is queen only in her own home?
What's your point, Miss Jones?
Well, you're forgetting one thing. As I've often said, who wants to be a queen in a palace without a king? You're not ashamed of your marriage, are you?
No, I could scream it to the skies, but it's just my contract.
Your public would admire you more if you followed your own advice. Besides, a married woman's advice on matrimony usually carries more weight.
I've never thought about it like that.
And you can get plenty of other contracts, but can you get another Bob?
No. He's one of a kind.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Wait, but that still doesn't clear up the goofy engagement story.
Oh, I'm getting to that. Ken is in Captain Roberts' company. The names are very similar. Roberts, Robinson. The right camp, but the wrong soldier, the right company.
And even the right army.
Say, you got something. Just blame it on the idiot reporter.
Hey, I resent that.
You're right, Miss Jones. I mean, who wants to be queen without a king? And I can get another stupid contract, but I can't get another Bob. Let's go, sweetie.
Something's been accomplished after all. Honeymoon in the open.
You do understand that we're going to be reporters no matter where we go, Bob. Thank you, ladies. Bless you. Bless all of you. Especially you, Daddy.
Yeah. See you in a few days, PFC Robinson. Oh. And when you're in the army, I hope you're assigned to my outfit.
That settles it. The Navy for me.
Oh,
the matter?
Suddenly I feel very old.
You're gonna be just fine.
He does seem to live a turbulent life.
Don't let him fool you. It's great for his blood pressure.
My career as a reporter just gone like that.
And let that be a lesson to you. The next time you get a scoop, verify it.
Oh, I've learned. And how I've learned. Don't drag the river for my body, folks. I'm going to drown my sorrows in a double malted at the peppermint stick.
Wait for me. I'll drown mine with you.
Sure. Come along, princess. I never did like to drink alone.
Oh no!
What now?
I've got to get to Helen and explain all this. She's going to think I'm a bigamist.
Wait! I thought you didn't care about Helen anymore.
How can you say that about the most wonderful woman in the world?
Oh my God, I give up. This family's gone insane, so have I. The next time we take a vacation is to the South Pole.
Boy, Ed, I don't think Gene and I would like that very much.
Oh, you catch on really quickly, Alice. Next time I open a supermarket, it's going to be in the dead of night, with no celebrities, or even any people at all.
Well, darling, I'm sure you have nothing to worry about that could possibly ever happen again.
She's still here. I'm going to fix that thing myself. But first, I'm going to fix Mrs. Foothill.
Darling, no violence. It's too soon after breakfast.
Well, you seem to save the day, Miss Jones, the way you handled Miss Marshall and all.
I just threw her own words back there in plain English.
Well, I came to tell you the hotel was repaired and thought maybe you'd like a ride back in my car.
Well, that's very thoughtful. But first, how about some music to soothe our jangled nerves?
Music, if you want.
Of course, I have no idea what's in here, but Alice has excellent taste. Now there's a catchy tune. Which reminds me, you know I've never stayed at a honeymoon suite?
After all, Miss Jones, why would you?
Well, even though I'm not in a game, it's awful nice to sit in the ballpark.
Why, it's a tango.
Why, I do believe it is. What a coincidence. Naturally, I've been tangoing my whole life.
It was my mother's favorite step.
Mine too. She preferred it to the Charleston. But Mother always said, it takes two.
Then shall we, Miss Jones? Miss Jones, there's something I wanted to ask you. I was going to ask you last night. Perhaps you noticed I take occasional trips to the Great Falls? Well, I feel you should be told the reason for those trips.
If it's something very personal.
Well, it is, but I want you to know. You see, I believe every man's entitled to, well, a bit of relaxation. Letting down the bars, so to speak.
I really don't think...
Miss Jones, just let me ask. You see, it just so happens they have a dance competition once a month. And what I wanted to know is, would you be my partner?
Dance partner?
Yes, it's a friendship club for fine folks over 30.
You want me to be your dance partner at a friendship club for fine folks over 30? Okay.
Why, Clara, Mr. Higby, what a charming little picture.
I think you should be the first to know your sister and I have some big news.
News already?
She's bestowed a great honor upon me. She's agreed to be my partner.
Oh, how wonderful! This is amazing! Congratulations! And Mr. Higby has just proposed to our Clara!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Get that out of here! Get it out! Go!
Where is Mrs. A?
She's not even in
She
here.
ran away.
So,
And these are for her, Ed, and
On command. She has. No, but I wanted to say that we have some amazing students, and obviously you guys could tell, great talent and a great future ahead of us. But of course, we are graduating quite a few seniors. So seniors, please step forward. Four-year drama students, and so their talent definitely shines through, and a lot of them are thinking about continuing theater in college and hopefully professionally, so who knows, they may be in a movie or in New York on Broadway, so you just never know. So let's give them another hand. Yes. I also wanted to thank our understudies. Come on out here, understudies, please. All the time, just like all the actors, and be ready to be on at any moment. And of course, they had a couple nights of show too, so they got to show their stuff, which was great. And of course, Brittany Peterson. Oh, come on. Hey, Brittany is our assistant director, and she's helped me out in many ways with the show, and also light and sound technician. So all of the sounds you heard, the noises, the lights, everything, that was all Brittany. So she worked hard. And finally, I wanted to thank all of our parents that helped out with the show.
Yeah. Come in, Dad.
And the things that you see, like the lights above you, that was all purchased through over time through drama. We have a new light board this year. The set itself, I mean, everything has been funded by the program itself, from students raising money, our sponsors, people that advertise in our program, and of course you guys purchasing tickets. So thank you once again.